Blessings and welcome everyone. Just a reminder before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign horoscope will give you the less prominent side story that'll also be playing out for this 2-week period. Remember, horoscopes serve best when observed, like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over all outcomes with your thoughts, actions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. If you wish to schedule any of my services or like access to more content via my Patreon, follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Virgo. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your first week of March 2021. Actually, however, though, I do want to stress for everybody that with the full moon in Virgo discussion, which is what we were talking about in this video, the astrology that we're talking about is going to actually be 2 weeks in its influence, because as you know, full moons last 2 weeks in their influence. The cards will be talking about just this 1 week. And of course, the astrology, again, you might want to come back and refresh as we get towards the end of the week, just to kind of, again, get an idea of what also is going on next week. So this full moon that we just had on the 27th of February fell in Virgo, your sign, and your first house, your identification, your modus operandi, how you express yourself. And it's also a very powerful, let's just say, 1 year, once a year full moon of clearing and getting things in your life to be a better, more accurate, consistent, and harmonious reflection of who you truly are. And when we have a full moon in our first house, we have a chance to actually do some very serious demo and reno, all right? So demolishing and renovation and upgrades across the board with our whole life. This full moon in Virgo carries a very specific energy, however, because, as I've been saying with everyone, it's about the clearing and elimination of familiar patterns, the clearing and elimination of routines, and the clearing and elimination of strategies, things that maybe have served or not served up until this point that need to go to be overridden and overwritten with a completely new life sensibility. Now, with a full moon in the first house, a lot of you are going to be detaching from a lot of maybe lifestyles or a lot of expressions of self, presentations of self that maybe you had taken on as a capitulation or perhaps just a consideration, maybe both, for the folks that you've been working with or the communities or the lifestyles that you had been entertaining, and replacing them with completely new ones that are, again, much more complementary matches to who you are. And this is also a time of tremendous updates and upgrades to your quality of life. It will be a very challenging moon and a very exhilarating and gratifying moon for you. You're going to find that, yes, while every improvement that you're making is absolutely paying for itself, it's worth its weight in gold and diamonds, but it is also maybe going to present some internal challenges every once in a while, especially when it comes to maybe old attachments, maybe a bit of, self-indulgent or self-imposed guilt trips for doing things that are a bit more inwardly focused, but you're getting things back that belong to you so that you can treat yourself better. And that is a much, much more important thing than capitulating to maybe what you've just been used to or staying where you felt comfortable. As we get onto your cards, you do actually have the Page of Pentacles in reverse for the big spiritual theme of this week. And it does look like that this week is going to command a need for you to start enforcing order in your life in a more meticulous and in a much more intentional way than you have. Because with the Page of Pentacles reversed, sometimes we will see a devolution or an atavism occur when it comes to certain maybe connections, relationships, services, pastimes, schedules. And this is just basically saying that, again, certain things that aren't holding up very well need to actually go through a bit of a rethink and be reorganized. We do not go and reinforce the past just because we're experts there, right? We do not go to the security blanket and then try to starch it to be stronger. This is a week where a lot of you Virgo people are going to see openings to make some systemic improvements in a lot of your life, where other people are starting to actually realize that maybe, yeah, the ways that we've been going about doing things are not holding up very well anymore. And you need to allow yourself to actually step in as a positive influence in that way, showing the way. As we get on to your work, your finances, your job, your material circumstances, your living situation as it relates to your work and finances, you've got the Strength card in reverse. And I don't see this as necessarily a bad week for you, but I am seeing that a lot of warning signs are going to be raised when it comes to what is going on with the way you've been maybe going about your finances, your business, your work, and your professional aspirations and your service to others. And when I say red flags, I don't mean necessarily that, again, everything's coming down this week, but you're going to be seeing a lot of things that, if continued, are going to maybe go up a bit in smoke. And with the Strength card reversed, this is a week where you want to maybe be, taking some time to make some adjustments to what you have accepted or what you've continued to do or offer. A lot of you may be finding that there are also some professional relationships, either with coworkers, colleagues, or even clients and customers, that need to actually be refined, if not eliminated entirely, because they are going into an unhealthy space. The same thing may actually come around when it comes to certain expenditures you've gotten comfortable making, so that we can actually trade up for something much better. With the Strength card reversed, this may mean that you have to say some unpopular things, or maybe even go against the grain when it comes to what makes other people comfortable or feel stable. But it must be done, because we are catching something that is, about to get sick, about to go in a bad way. But we have a chance to reverse it ahead of time and actually regain a more stable and harmonious lifestyle, a more stable and harmonious way of doing things. And you might actually be doing this even with new offers coming through, revising certain offers, renegotiating contracts, new job opportunities coming in, just need to actually be adjusted before you accept. When it comes to your communications with friends and relatives and other people in your life, we've actually got the King of Cups upright. And a lot of you Virgo people are getting some backup this week. You are not going at anything alone, because the King of Cups is coming in with some kind of supplement, some kind of offering, some kind of gift of theirs, maybe a gift of themselves, to actually be again, a right-hand person, or partner up with you, team up with you, and contributing a lot of their connections, their resources, their influence, what they have in their inventory to your life. And I definitely recommend that you make some time to entertain what is being put on the table here. This may actually be something that is the cure to what ails, maybe whether it relates to that Page of Pentacles reversed or that Strength card reversed, or possibly a means by which both of your guys' maybe aligned goals, or maybe a joint goal, a joint aspiration, can be achieved. As we get on to your challenge this week, you've got the Ace of Swords upright. And with the Ace of Swords upright as a challenge, a lot of you Virgos are actually being challenged to use your power and to actually assert more power, assert more influence, not necessarily in a controlling way, right? Not in a low vibe way, but be able to actually throw your weight around in a way that actually does create harmony, in a way that actually does create opportunities for advancement, growth and abundance and happiness for everybody. Because the Ace of Swords as a personal challenge is basically saying you have more power this week when it comes to your words, your negotiations, your visibility, how you're seen. You have more power than maybe you're used to wielding, or you're being granted more power and influence than you've been actually asking for. You are challenged not to piss it away and to make sure that you are actually able to make some permanent changes around all areas of your life so that people can actually see the better way and get on the higher thing, get in the higher lane, so to speak. You are going to get a chance to make so much good happen with this. Make sure you're not being passive or sitting back and waiting with a handout. You are driving this vehicle this week. As we get on to your relationships with love and romance and partnerships, you have the Hanged Man upright. And this week, love seems to be at a bit of a crossroads. The Hanged Man is kind of interesting because a lot of you Virgo people may be finding that a relationship circumstance, either that you will be having a chance to begin, maybe with somebody new, or maybe an existing partnership, an existing romantic relationship itself, is hitting a point where there needs to be a serious working out or parsing out about what kind of reality we are actually embarking on together. Because the Hangman is giving an opportunity for everyone to see not only the future that people are creating for themselves, but is it possible for us to create this as we are right now? Is this in alignment? Is it not? With the Hangman, a lot of you Virgo people may be finding that if you're looking for a new love relationship, yes, I do feel that is coming on the table, but it cannot be started under the conditions that it is showing up. And this is something that's going to need to be worked with or possibly waited on, at least just for this week. For those of you who are in existing relationships, the Hangman is indicating that this may actually be a time where a partner is going through not necessarily a crisis, but they're going through a bit of a metamorphosis, a bit of a cocoon phase themselves, which does change a little bit of our dynamic. It's important for them to go through this processing, however, so be supportive, but understand that at the end of it, you're going to have a different partner than you thought you had going into this cocoon phase. So that is what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because you know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.